When one goes through a divorce, they experience many emotions on different levels, from anger to frustration to depression and joy. I'm going to talk about the emotional stages of divorce. This, of course, does not apply to everyone, but I would say most. Some would say that divorce is similar to a death because a chapter of your life is gone now, and all you're left with are memories, whether they are good or bad. The first stage is shock. One will be asking themselves, is this for real? What just happened? Or how did our marriage come to this? The second is denial. This is a natural defense mechanism to have when going through something traumatic. One doesn't want to face what is really happening to them. However, it is very important that one doesn't get stuck in this stage. Anger. One will experience all kinds of anger feelings, whether it's at yourself or at your spouse. Let your anger out. Don't keep the emotions bottled up, whether you go outside and scream or punch a pillow or even write it in a journal. If you have children, it's so important not to let them hear you during this time. After anger comes guilt and bargaining. The leaver will question themselves whether their decision for the divorce was the right decision or a bad mistake. The leavee will try to repair the marriage, undo anything possible to make it work again. The leavee's self-esteem is usually demolished at this point. Depression. One will feel a deep sense of loss, extreme sadness, lack of sleep. You'll feel as if you can't go on. Some even let their hygiene go and not shower for days. During this time, it's important to have a good support system, friends, family, people who understand your situation and are positive influences for you. The last thing you need is a negative Nancy. Avoid the friends who will wallow with you and bring you down further. Therapy is also important. There are support groups to help you through this, and there are also individual therapists that are there to hear you and give you advice on how to cope. The next stage is coping. This is the emotional roller coaster time. You'll experience up and downs of all the stages listed so far. You'll experience anger, then depression, then back to shock, and so on. You will basically feel like you're going crazy. This too is normal. Acceptance. You've come to terms with the fact that your divorce is real. You've accepted the reality of the situation. Just because you've accepted it doesn't mean you still won't experience negative feelings. During this stage, you've come to the realization it's time to move on. Desire, motivation, rebuilding self-confidence. You'll have the want and need to move on at this point. You will be rediscovering yourself. So many people lose themselves and who they are when they get married and or have children. They aren't their individual selves anymore. They take on other roles such as wife and mother. Rediscovering yourself is about finding your own individuality again.